Hello and welcome to this video playing vikstefan. Looks like a mainline Lopez. I got my line. Got 3:18 on the clock. That's funny, but not uncommon. I've had tournament games where I spent no time actually at that line, only the increment. Yeah, I've got this regrouping plan. Knights to g7 and f7, bishop to d7, and then slowly prepare f5, possible. Okay, yeah, I'm still going for this. Yeah, I think he was tempted by rook a7, but that doesn't lead anywhere. I had this on the board so often. It's really it's kind of weird. Yeah, he knows the Karpov game. Everybody knows this idea. It's a good one. It's a good idea. Often, at least, it's a good idea. So let's think about it a little bit. So how do we handle this? A couple of ideas. One idea is to bring the bishop to b6, which is it's possible. It's possible. It's funny, yeah. Alekine's gone on the A file. But what exactly is that doing? Okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not making fun of what he's doing. I just think that I just think it looks funny. It has a weird aesthetic to it. Okay, so one idea here is to do something myself here on the king side. Okay. So got one rook traded. I mean, my experience with this line is just if you get the rooks off the board, you're okay, absolutely okay with black. As in the long run, you get to play f5. And, yeah, I'm still just playing for this idea to trade the rooks. He cannot really prevent that. Bishop c8, bishop b7, rook a8. Impossible, almost impossible to stop. Okay. Okay. Once the queens are off, I have some additional ideas. One key idea is that with One key idea is to play the bishop to h6 to trade it off. Yeah, I don't mind. He's basically just losing time here. The bishop to h6, and once that is traded, then you can ultimately try to play f5. And I know it sounds probably a little bit outlandish if you don't know this line, but quite often you sacrifice pieces on d5 for a pawn roller. I've won many games with this idea. White can sometimes sacrifice on c4. Maybe he's trying to do that. Yeah, that could be an idea. It could be an idea. I mean, it's wrong. It is always an idea. I mean, it could work here maybe, because with bishop f8, now it seems he's shelved this idea for the moment. Okay, so we can go here. Now I'm on d5, and sometimes you can sacrifice on d5 and then have a really strong pawn roller. Okay, now let's see if I can get in king g5. Okay, he's stopping that. Now f5 is possible, right? Yeah, that's a good moment, because he cannot take here now as d5. Oh no, he took actually. Interesting. So now I can take on d5. Just wonder if there is a difference how I take. Let's take with this. And now yeah, this maybe. No? On knight e4 I got d5, which is the threat anyway. d5. Okay. It's got knight d6. Okay, that's not exactly ideal, but oh, I did not evaluate this right. Knight e6 is indeed a possibility, but okay, I can do this. Okay, now I see I can do this and have this square covering b5. And now, just let's win this friggin' pawn. Sometimes knights are really strong. I don't need to take. c3, d3, d3 maybe. c3 coming. Just trying to avoid all kind of counterplay. just has no way to save all the pawns. Yeah, so I mean, as I mentioned, I've had this on the board a million times, and one thing that is clear. If we jump into some of those positions, one of those positions. It is very interesting to also look at the engine evaluation. It always gives white a pretty big advantage, like 1 pawn, and this is really not that clear. If this is true, I mean, if black manages to trade off the heavy pieces, he's got very few things to worry about. As we have seen, this is what happened, and it's difficult to avoid once the A file is open. He tried to play the Karpov maneuver, the bishop A7 maneuver, that was played in that famous game Karpov Unsicker, Nizza or Nice, 1974. But yeah, I mean, it's okay, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help. The difference to the Unsicker game is that Unsicker had a far worse piece position. Unsicker had a knight on b7, which was bad, and so on. And this is not the case here. It is actually quite difficult for white to make any headway. F5 suggested by the comp as counterplay. I know this is possible, but in a blitz game I prefer to play the quick moves that I know to be okay. And I know if I'm just playing for the further trades of the heavy pieces, I'm just totally fine. And he didn't really, he didn't avoid it, yeah. So it finally happened, and here I know I'm okay, because white is basically down to that piece sacrifice idea on c4 for the 2 pawns, and my plan is to trade this off and ultimately play some f5, as we have seen in the game. So he did not manage to avoid the trade. So here, this is interesting. Taking on c4, that is an interesting question, if that works. I don't think so, but it is interesting to check. So how? With the knight, usually you want to take with knights, because the bishops tend to support the pawns better. So now here, bishop. Yeah, it's not easy to say if this is actually good, because that could be too slow. Yeah, this is the engine is giving you 0, which is suspicious. Yeah, that could also be bad for black. And it's very slowish. Knight c7 looks better. d6, d2. It's probably not fully convincing for white. Yeah, the pawns are not going this quickly, but it is interesting. It's very interesting to do. Okay, knight b1, bishop h6. Get this traded, and now this is on c7, covering this and preparing the sacrifice. And yeah, I took a long time. My experience is that the knight is best on e7 because it has the 2 options here and f5. So this, and okay, I tried this just okay, and now king e3 is helping me, of course, stepping into f5. So f5, and now it's a problem. I'm threatening this, I'm threatening this. And if he takes, he's got this additional weakness to worry about. He took with the g-pawn. So what would have happened if he had not done this? So let's say he plays knight e2. Yeah, this is a better solution. So f5, probably g5. And now is the moment where you have to think about sacrificing. Does that really work here? Probably not. Yeah, I mean, this is interesting, but I think f4 is a problem. I don't want to advance and I don't want to take. My engine gives it about equal. Yeah, it's tough. Maybe if I play this and then h6, that could be interesting. But I never get a knight to f7 or h7. Yeah, but I can actually do this, like h6. White stays, yeah. And from h7, I would actually attack this. So, is there not a way to regroup this to h7? So let's say if white is just shuffling, yeah. Yeah. Does it only now see the problem like this? Let me take here and here, and now knight d7, f8, h7. Isn't that a problem? f8, bishop g4. Okay, he's just in time to cover it with knight h3. Okay. So then this doesn't work. g5. Yeah, I mean, in a blitz game, you probably want to make the sacrifice. Maybe h6 first. That is an idea. Yeah. This, then take on g5 and then sacrifice, so that g5 is potentially weak. Thinking about this, maybe f4 then isn't even good. So okay, here there are some ideas here. Yeah, king e3, f5. Yeah, now it's basically over. This is falling apart. f4, too many threats. Yeah, knight c8. I can just take knight f5. Oh, that's stupid. I mean, this keeps a big advantage, but it wasn't the best possible way to play. Yeah, and here you just have to be good technically. Okay. Oh, I had d4. That was a strong move. The idea is that I have the check. That was stronger than knight h5 then. And in fact, e7 is still a game. Ah, this is interesting. Here you can actually promote. King takes, knight takes b5. Ah, and then the pin. Wow, that is a totally outlandish line. I mean, thankfully I'm still better, but it would have been a shock. Yeah. Okay, in the game I think nothing much happened. So yeah, this is I think one thing to take from this game is, I mean, I've played this so often with black that I know ideas in the ending, and if you find an opening that you can examine in such depth and detail, where you know ideas up to the ending, then this is a very dangerous weapon, simply because you will know much more than the opponent and have just oftentimes a huge advantage time-wise. Yeah? You just get the ideas quicker and can better evaluate what's going on. Okay guys, thanks for watching.